Hey guys, Anthony. Monday, April 1st, 2024. I wanted to read the introduction to this book, The Dark Secrets of SHTF Survival by Selco Begovic. You've seen it on my channel before. I've got several videos over the years that I've done on Selco. He's got this book, some other manuals. He's got an online course that he goes through. Basically, he went through in the 90s, A Year in Hell it was called, his channel is called, and he was in the Balkan Wars, and he went basically SHTF for over 1 year, and this book is his experiences and the things divided into chapters by the different things that he encountered and how he adapted or didn't adapt or had to learn or improvise, etc. So in the introduction, I think it's fitting to read this, especially in the place where we find ourselves in the United States right now, right this moment, where we're talking, just a few days from now, April 8th, there's government leaders and local leaders and, national leaders talking about, utter devastation, bringing out the National Guard, shooting rockets up into space because of an eclipse that's coming next Monday, April 8th, for 4 minutes across several states of the country. But is it being used as a black swan event? Is it being used for something else, something nefarious? Well, if you've been living the last 4 years, at least, in this country, you know what kind of warfare is being waged. So let's read it. And I highly recommend the book. I'm rereading it now again, and I'll be doing some more videos on different chapters of it. But there is the famous survival rule of threes that goes something like, you can survive 3 minutes without air, 3 hours without shelter in harsh weather, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Many of us in the, that have watched like Dual Survival or some of these other, I'm watching some of the old Les Stroud Survivor Man series. I put them on at night and I just let them play through. All night long they play. I wake up and he's like inside of a cockpit of a plane. It's negative 18 degrees, and he's trying to figure out how to stay warm. So we've all heard that the threes of survival. But Selco says here, but I never read any survival rule about how long you can survive, for example, by eating grass or spoiled food in 1/3 of your needed daily caloric amount, while you are under constant physical threat, while you are under a lot of stress because your kid probably has pneumonia and there are no antibiotics, your rifle's not working, there's no electricity or running water, and each day is hard work to fulfill necessities for bare minimum of existence. Necessities that you do not even think about it while the system is there, he says. There is no rule for that. And if someone gives you a general rule about it, he's lying. Because there can't be rules determining how much a human can push on in a hard situation and go for weeks, months, or years. There is only you, your skills, your mindset, and the people around you who will either help you or harm you. Probably a combination of both. Did you hear that? Probably a combination of both. Generally speaking, people can adapt to the most difficult situations, he says. The problem here, from my experiences, is actually that period of adapting. In that shocking period of adapting, you have far too many chances to end up dead or to make a big mistake, because the period when everything goes from normal to not normal is pure chaos. It's like a flick of a switch. Most of the people that go through it with their minds and actions in normal operating philosophy. When not normal becomes your new normal, you are there. By reading other folks' experience, you can at least minimize that adaptation period, because you can have a glimpse of how harsh and dark and brutal a real SHTF may look. You will know more of what to expect, and most important, smart people learn from their mistakes. But the real sharp ones learn from mistakes of others. That's a quote from Brandon Mull Fablehaven. After reading this book, you may think how all this exactly can help me. Honest answer is, I don't have a clue how exactly this can help for each of you, one of you who read it. I do not know where you live, how many family members you have, what kind of rifle you own, how good or bad you are at coping with time when it goes all to SHIT. I do not know what kind of neighborhood you're living in, how far, if you have a nice cabin with all your stash hidden somewhere. I don't know how you or your surroundings, so I cannot give you exact advice on a lot of those things. And whoever is giving you that advice without knowing all the above is a funny man. But I can exactly say what to do in order to know directions and measures that you need to take in order to be more ready for when SHTF occurs. You can read this book and see and understand how I went through all of that, he says, and how bad was, what kind of people I dealt with, and how then think about your situation and see directions, measures, solutions that you need to take. Nobody can do that for you. You've got to stand up and do it. And that's the introduction to this book. And you can get this book. I highly recommend it. But to give you an example, a few years back, people got on TV. I won't say their names. People in high places, and said there was going to be a cyber pandemic. In the last several months, we've seen little glitches here and there, phone systems, identities being stolen, systems going down, hacking, almost like a little woodpecker pecking on the bark. We've seen a lot of other things going on. So I said in one of my lines of getting ready, well, gosh, if I wake up one morning and power's out, it means the water's not going to be running soon after. It means the toilets aren't going to be flushing soon after that. It's a cascading effect. Not only do I need to know, do I have a battery to, run a small refrigerator, a hot plate, a few lights, maybe a small heater, or maybe even an air conditioner, a window unit, if it's in stealth hot, stifling heat. So what do I have to do, I said, to prepare myself for that? What do I need to help my immediate family get through something like that? And then I did the research, and I acquired the things, and still going through the process, because I'm looking ahead, I'm listening to what the puppet masters are saying. I'm taking them seriously because of what happened the last 4 years. I've learned to take them seriously, and a lot of times, or many times, or most times, they tell you what they're going to do next. In movies and in speeches, they'll telegraph it. Sometimes it's hidden. You'll see it in a movie, or you'll see something pop up, or something written, or somebody says something, an actor says something, or a politician might do or say something, and you have to act on that, because that's a cue. That's your cue. I'm just using a power, because if the power does go out, you have a lot of things to consider. Not just going and start up a generator in your driveway and everyone's going to play frisbee in your neighborhood and you're going to barbecue steaks and the power's going to go on tomorrow. They're talking about a cyber pandemic where the countries or the grid is down for weeks or months. That equals death. That equals death and destruction and marauders and gangs and people that don't have trying to have and take. So you'd be wise to understand the words that he said in the introduction to this book. Every one of us has a different situation. Depends where you live, how far out in the country you are you in the immediate city. That's what you got to tailor your plans to. He could show you what he went through, and other people like him can tell you their experiences, and you've got to take that and kind of process it and do your thing and be as ready as you can. Because when the switch goes off, the people with the information and the training and that are going to be let loose, possibly amongst us, are going to be ready. So you have to be ready. Spiritually and physically ready. It means staying in shape. It means staying in mental shape, physical shape. It means possibly forging new relationships, better, stronger relationships. Eliminating old ones that are bringing you down or dragging you down. People that think, that's nice, that's cute. There's people in my family, that's cute what he's doing, that's nice. I don't have to do that, I'm going to be fine. Yeah? They'll be the first people that die. The first couple weeks, they'll be gone. Because they haven't prepared. And they're procrastinators. And they're not taking it seriously because they haven't listened the last 4 years. They've been in la-la land. They haven't seen the writing on the wall. Anyway, that's my video on this subject. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with more videos. Take care. Stay ready.